How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Andrew. Today, we are progressing through Sky Factory once again. I think this is episode 7, maybe? If you guys haven't no idea what this game is, it's basically just a modded version of Minecraft. Specifically, the Minecraft map called Skyblock, which is really old. I think Skyblock came out in like 2013 or something. And yes, for those of you over the age of 30, 2013 is old, okay? I mean, that's how I basically classify it. Is anything older than, 10 years can be unk status or old status, whatever the kids say nowadays. I'm old. Okay, so from what I remember, what we were doing was I was building grass, so that I could get these. Yes, I remember, but I need lapis. So looks like we're going to be sieving today. I don't think I've been sieving yet, because right now our mission has been basically to get another achievement book. And in order to do that, I need lapis and rose red dye, which I have roses here, so I have that portion of it. I just need lapis, which I think lapis is pretty easy to get if you sift gravel. It is a 5. Oh, okay. I guess it's not that easy to get. It's a 5% chance. But anyway, this is how we're going to progress next anyway. Which, if you guys have never played this mod pack, what you're going to do is you're going to sift dirt in the sieve, which is pretty simple to make. And then we're going to get little stones. We're going to turn it into cobblestone like this. We're going to make a hammer. And with this hammer, when I break cobblestone, it's going to pulverize it and turn it into gravel. And then that way, it'll be possible to sieve the gravel, because you can't sieve cobblestone. So that's how you do that. And that's how you get most of your minerals. That's how you're going to get your iron, your gold. In order to get redstone, you have to sieve you have to pulverize and hammer the gravel into sand, and then the sand into dust, and then sieve the dust to get redstone. But pretty much, I'm going to be riding on gravel for a bit here. And this is where, the grind phase of the game really starts. I mean, you get a lot of the grinding when you make trees, but sifting takes forever. So automating sieving with what are called autonomous activators is normally like the first thing that I do, the first machine that I build, because they don't require power. They're autonomous. And you make them like this, which is 2 iron ingots with a redstone, 2 glass blocks, 2 tin ingots, and then 4 or iron and redstone. So in order to make this, I need 2 redstone, 3 iron, 2 tin ingots in a chest. So really not that expensive, at least in vanilla Minecraft, but every resource is so hard to get in this mod pack, which is kind of why I like it. And I started a server with my friends of this exact mod pack, and they didn't enjoy a good percentage of it because it's very monotonous and difficult. But that's why I kind of like it, is because there's a little bit more value to the reward system. I don't like games that are too easy, that when you finally accomplish something, there's no satisfaction in what you're actually accomplishing. But when you go through what I go through in this, mod pack, trying to get iron or a diamond, you really feel it once it's done. So now that I have this gravel that I just pulverized using this stone hammer, I'm going to sift this gravel, and I should get some good materials. But I will need redstone at one point. All right, so I'm going to fill this back up. And then it's basically just a rinse and repeat. I apologize for not making any videos for the last day. I said I was going to try to do business days, and today's Tuesday, and I didn't make one yesterday. My brother's in town for his bachelor's party. He is getting married, so that has been preoccupying my attention. But other than that, everything is going fine and swimmingly. I'm going to have to go back to school soon. I wasn't able to get in I'm going to college right now, and I wasn't able to get enrolled in the spring quarter because I missed my enrollment period, which is fine. But I'll come back. I'll have to go back in, I think, July. So I'm contemplating on whether or not I should start doing magical crops. Maybe I should, but the problem with starting any crops right now is that dirt is a high commodity, and I don't really want to spend it on crops right now. I'd rather sift it for minerals and materials. But anyway, I've started playing this mod pack on a separate world, on a separate server with a few of my friends, so was able to do that. I was thinking about recording it, and they're normally okay with me recording the show, but I don't know. I felt like it's an old mod pack. They weren't having a great time for a bit. They enjoy it now that we've progressed past a few of the automated machines that I hope to do in this series. But, you know, it's not everyone's favorite. It's my favorite just because it's very nostalgic to me. And like I said, I like how hard it is. But I get it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Miscellaneous. I forgot how to make force ingots. Isn't it golden force? I think it's golden force, but the recipe isn't popping up here. I know you can make it with black mob ingots, but that's going to be a while till we get that. Oh, I didn't even know that. Well, that makes NEI a lot easier. I had no idea that this second page bar would go through all these different things. Oh, you can make it out of iron. I thought you could only make it out of gold. You get more making it out of gold, but I see. Wow, that makes things so much easier. What if I do essence? Oh, wait, no, that won't pop up at all. That's the recipe I had to make. Okay. Mycelium. I'm looking at all these things in my regular overworld. Okay. I don't know much about the magical... I know much about the magical crops mod, the newer versions of the mod, but I don't understand how the first one works. So let me know if that's interested in something that interesting to you guys. If I should progress through the magical crops mod, because I don't think there's an achievement, anything to do with related to the magical crops mod. I think it's just an optional mod. All right, so take this, go in here. Yeah, work's been crazy. I mean, I effectively ended a relationship I had with a client. It's not ended. We're still good friends, but for those of you who don't know, I run a freelance media and film production company. I mainly record on-site things like keynote speeches or events or something, but I'm also I also contract my editing services, and you know, I basically, for any of you guys who want to start a business someday, make sure that everything is fair, because the deal that I had made to try to help this person out wasn't fair on my part. They were getting 15 hours of my labor, pretty much editing their work, for $15 in total. So basically $1 an hour. And that's just not sustainable or, you know, good. And I did that because, one, I wanted to help them out because they didn't have a huge budget and they needed help. So I wanted to do it just for them. But then I realized, you know what? I have other opportunities that are coming, and they're going to require a lot more of my time, and I'd need to be able to find time to do that. Those higher paying opportunities that would be better for my business. And I said to the client, I said, okay, you know that this deal is pretty bad for me, And I never thought that this deal would be permanent, and I did it to help you out, and we're done in this capacity. And I had an agreement. She signed an agreement, and the agreement said, I have the right to stop working for any reason as long as I finish the work I'm in the middle of. Like, so that basically, if I'm editing something for them and I decide I don't want to edit it anymore, I can't stop mid-edit while, I'm using up their time or something. So I finished the last work I needed to do, and I said, our agreement is over. If you want my services, you'll have to pay me fairly, and we're done. So that's the kind of thing that you have to do in business in order to really be treated fairly. And, I've written new agreements. I'm doing all my own legal work, which is probably not the best idea, but I'm 19, or 20, and I can't really afford a lawyer or anything, so I'm just using a lot of like ChatGPT, which ChatGPT seems to be pretty good when it comes to law and agreements and contracts. And, obviously I don't say just make me a contract. I tell them to make me a contract and then tell them to explain it to me so that I understand exactly what's happening, what I'm getting myself into. And one thing that I've learned is that you have to be very specific in your contract on the terms, which is basically what you're going to do for the client. Like specifying exactly what service they're paying for. And that is good for the client because they get to know what they're paying for. And it's good for you because you don't have to do things that the contract says you don't have to do, which alleviates all sorts of risk and uncertainty. So I have an editing agreement that I've written where if you sign it, it basically says, I do these things and these things only to this source material. I'm going to assemble it. I'm going to, make sure everything is, if it's multiple camera angles and multiple audio tracks, I'm going to sync everything. I'm going to rework the composition. I'm going to color correct. I'm going to remove dead silences, filler words. And then I have a flag system that I use, which I put little notes where there are potential problems in the edited product. Like if someone says a slur, I'll put a little note on it that says, hey, someone said a slur. Should I remove it? Should I mute it? So I have a flag system. I have all these kind of things, all these standard operating procedures to try to make sure that I'm able to not be taken advantage of, because people will take advantage of. And honestly, you should take advantage of businesses and, corporations and all of that. So I don't mind people trying to take advantage of a deal or a contract, because that's what I would do. But, as from the business perspective, you got to make sure that you're getting your needs met and that you're not wasting time. So learning that has been interesting and fun and all sorts of stuff. So, oh man, I wanted to hopefully get one more. But basically, in order to start this mod pack with gravel, you need to get these chunks. And what you do is once you have 4 of these chunks, you can make a block of gravel. It's an ore gravel block. And then you take that ore gravel block and you smelt in a furnace that iron ore gravel, let's say, and you'll get an ingot from it. So that's always good. But yeah, it's gonna be a while before we really get things moving. So hopefully you guys subscribe and stay tuned and are here for the ride, because I don't edit these videos, and everything that you see me progress through this world is happening in real time, which is pretty crazy, I must say. All right, so I really need that book, but I have a sugar. Okay. Well, in order to make that book, I'd need to I need to make more dirt. I need to have to like start growing a farm, which I need a lot of resources for. Dirt is great, but it is very hard to make for a long time. And I'm not the best Sky Factory player of all time. I'm not the most efficient, but I do try to make sure that I get certain resources. I use my time efficiently on getting certain resources, as efficiently as I can. Okay. I should probably place down more dirt blocks for trees, but I'm okay with just using what I have for now. Okay. Doink. Let me know if you guys would ever be interested in playing with me this game. I'm in the works of starting another Let's Play series with my brother. I don't know what we're going to play. I know we're going to play Minecraft, but I don't know if it's going to be like new Minecraft or something. I'll still be playing Sky Factory, but that version of Minecraft will be... who knows what it'll be, really. And I don't know if I'll edit that or not. I probably won't. It'll probably just have like a few cuts, because I think he edits his videos, his Let's Play videos, but I'll try to like convince him to be a little bit more natural and less edited for me. But if he wants to be like, if he wants to edit his videos, then that's fine. I'll just have to find some way to work around it. All right. So break this. Doink. All right. This is taking forever. Jeff says, sorry, this is important. Anyways, here we go. I'm going to take this, put this in here. But yeah, it's just, life's been a lot. My financial situation's become worse. I get my main source of income from a contracted editor client, from a certain client that I've been working with for 5 years, and it's a good sum of money that I use to just pay bills and subscriptions and all the kind of things I need to operate my business. And they're not doing really well financially right now. I think they got fired and all sorts of stuff. So that money has been reduced substantially, which is making me walk on eggshells a lot and work a lot more and all sorts of stuff. So I'm not in the best mind space to be making content, really. But I need to learn to just muscle through it. And just learn that, life is going to throw you some curveballs and all sorts of stuff, and be prepared for it. And, I'll get through it. Just means that I'm not going to be able to afford certain things for a while that would help me. Like I bought a new camera lens. I bought a Helios 44-2 for one of my Blackmagic cameras. And for work, I bought it so that I could achieve a certain look for a few clients. And I like investing money back into the business. That's the only thing I've ever bought, really. The only thing I ever pay for, besides the occasional impulse purchase of V-Bucks or whatever, is to put the money back into the business via like cameras and camera lenses and tripods and quality of life things and sandbags and all of this stuff to try to, that's Mr. Beast's perspective of how he became super successful, is that he He invested every single cent he ever made back into his YouTube channel. You know, the first thing he bought once he got monetized was a new like microphone and webcam and all sorts of stuff just to increase the quality of his content. You know, I think that's exactly the mindset you're going to have in life, but specifically in business and your job. Because scalable growth is how you succeed, really. My mouse is going to die. I really hope it doesn't die. All right. I need more dirt. Man, so this is going to take a long time, a lot longer than I thought, which honestly, I might need to play off cam. So I got 1 iron ingot via this iron ore gravel. And in order to make an autonomous activator, what was it? I think I needed 2 iron. No, 3 iron. Yeah, you can only make pistons with iron ingots or force ingots, which force ingots, as we've learned, can you make them with tin and stuff? You can make them with silver. And do I have silver? I know I have force. Whoops. So I might actually be able to afford this if I do force and silver while I'm getting iron. But yeah, this is the kind of phase of the game that gets really boring, but I guess you guys aren't. I wouldn't expect to stay for this channel and this series if you're expecting stuff to not be boring sometimes. I mean, I expect you guys to stay here because you want to be with me and you want to hear what I have to say and, you know, communicate with me and that kind of stuff and learn about how to go through things that I'm going through and all that kind of stuff. So I'll try to just be less focused on making incredible content, because, I mean, incredible content is so subjective that it's like, it's really, does it serve its purpose? And does it serve its purpose well? That's the definition of good content to me. Here, let me see if I can turn these feces into bone meal and then get at least 1 magical crops essence seeds from this plot over here. I think that was it. Got a strawberry seed. I got a regular seed, but no magical crops essence seeds. That's fine. Okay, silver ingots. I think in between... Okay, here's what I'll do. I will make more progress off cam because it's going to take a long time before I get to where I need to go. I'll show you guys what I'll do next in the mod pack to progress, but I mean, normally this goes by much faster when you play with multiple people because you can all grow the trees at the same time and stuff. But I'll make sure to like add more trees and maybe do certain things, but I won't progress the mod pack without you guys. I think that's a good compromise because I get bored too. Believe it or not. So it's, again, like I need to balance in my life how much time I dedicate to this channel for you guys and for me. And how do I make certain calculated decisions based on trying to serve you guys and serve me? Because I don't want to just serve you guys, because that's how I have a history of not following through on things and lacking commitment when it comes to social media. And the number one cause of it has been I've lacked motivation because I haven't been getting what I needed from these channels. And what I need is a sense of progress and community and purpose and a willingness to do it. And in order to do that, it needs to be unedited. It needs to be 20 minutes of my time, 30 minutes of my time, and all that. And it needs to be a game that I'm interested in playing and interested in commentating over. And I'm not interested in commentating over a really grind heavy portion of a game. But I don't know, maybe that's what you guys really want. So again, this channel's made for you guys. I'm really cautious. I try to pay a lot of attention about what you guys think is interesting and fun and entertaining, and what you guys want from me. And because I can't really do it for myself as much as I'd like to. Sometimes I have days where I feel like I can do it for myself, but a lot of the time there needs to be some gain from the time that I spend into these videos. And that gain I see is the immediate response or the eventual response of you guys. So whatever you guys really think is interesting, and if you guys tell me to do something I don't want to do, then I'll let you know that I don't want to do it, and do that. Because I also don't want to do things I don't want to do in order to stay motivated to keep doing this YouTube channel. So anyways, we're coming up on time here, so I'm going to sift this last block of gravel and see what I get out of it. Nothing. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I know that this was probably not the most entertaining episode you've ever seen, nor was it the most entertaining episode I've ever had the pleasure of recording. But I'll make sure that next episode we have a little bit more interest in the media, and that it's a little bit more interesting for me, so that I'm not just like bored the entire time. I'm also really tired. I'm also going through stuff, all that. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.